pasa que entramos en otro canal, estamos de vuelta con Vampyr. Después de, bueno, una semana, los lunes subo Vampyr. Hace 2 días tenía que subir Bendy y la plaga, pero no subí porque no me da tiempo. Y subí Dokkan. Y en el último capítulo nos unimos al Club Ascalon y me bajo un poco la voz de los cascos porque no me escucho. Vale, pero ahora va fluido. Y me preocupa. Vale, hablamos con... ¿Tú cómo te llamas? Espérate.
That went well. Well, did it not? It is always useful to bolster the troops' morale, especially before a difficult battle.
You have the makings of a general, my lord.
I was, though very long ago. Well, not quite a general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Sparrow.
I'm listening.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic, and your findings were quite alarming.
Do you know Edgar Swansea?
Not personally, but I've been told he has some sort of immortal fetish and is a good friend of yours.
Does it bother you that I consider him my good friend?
As long as you reveal nothing of the club's inner workings, why should I forbid you engaging in conversation with the good Dr. Swansea?
You were spying on me?
Not personally. I rarely leave this.
¿Quién era Fergal? Era su...
But once he found you, Fergal kept me
su
informed.
verdugo, ¿no? Por así decirlo.
Until you put an end to his mission.
Who was Fergal? I don't see him sipping tea with the others in the club.
Fergal Banshar was my squire of sorts. Even before becoming that magnificent beast, he was a brute. He served me well for decades.
No, I mean, what was he? He was clearly no ordinary vampire.
No. Nosotros somos Econs, Skulls, Bulkot, Hombres Lobo, tío, madre mía. La que han montado, la que tienen montada en este juego, tío. ¿Sabes que yo lo mato?
You do know I killed him.
Yes.
Will you bear ill
Vale,
will
y los Skulls están relacionados con la
Of course
epidemia.
not. Your victory was
Y
just. You earned
habla
my
mute.
respect.
Yes,
Como ya sabéis, mi PC no está muy fino y seguramente falle el sonido.
I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied skulls.
Me encantaría saber más cosas acerca, pero ahora mi principal preocupación...
This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reed, but for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Freewen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the Skulls.
Skulls are malevolent and disgusting creatures.
I knew I was right to induct you, Dr. Reed. You would not dare lie to me on such a vital topic now, would you?
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reed. You are now a member of the Ascalon Club and you have carte blanche.
Nivel de
Interrogate the locals,
cautivar.
follow all the leads you find, and get results.
Tenemos 2000 puntacos para subir, Yo no sé a qué estamos esperando. Hay que hacer... parón. Vale. Cuando llegue a lagazos yo... me estoy quieto. Me puedo ir, ¿no? Tenía que salir, ¿verdad? No lo sé. Fondo verde. Fondo verde. No, yo lo digo porque tengo vista previa con el Action. Y ahora la pantalla de vista propia está en verde, pero en el juego está en la pantalla de carga. Vale, ha vuelto el juego. Investiga a un ciudadano sobre la infección.
I think Lord Redgrave just suggested I was sired by an ancient vampire.
Digo, ¿cómo sé que soy vampiro? Eso hay que verme la cara, ¿sabes?
Good evening, miss.
Oh my god, no. Please, Mr. Vampire, don't kill me. Please, no. I'm too young to die. I still have so much to offer this world.
Wait, no. Why do you think I would... What?
Don't worry, Dr. Reed. I know you wouldn't harm me. Mother told me you were in this part of town and might drop by.
Your mother?
My name is...
Pues no os parecéis, ¿eh?
Charlotte, sir. Charlotte Ashbury. My mother
Tenéis
taught
el
me
mismo
long
peinado,
ago
pero
how to
poco
recognize
más.
the signs that betray a vampire.
I understand she also taught you
Vamos a ir
how
al
to
grano.
tease and gently mock innocent young icons. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss Charlotte. I'm investigating the source of the epidemic in this district. Have you noticed anything unusual recently?
A few days ago, I spotted a strange house while campaigning for women's suffrage. Awful smell. No answer when I knocked.
Where is it?
It's the Mullaneys, a nice family who live in a big house near the park.
Es que
in
no
the
quiero enrollarme
eastern
mucho
part
porque
of
vamos
this
a avanzar
neighborhood.
muy lento en el juego, ¿sabes? Sí, nací aquí.
What do you think about this part of town?
I was raised here, and I suppose it feels like home. You grew up in this part of town too, did you not?
Yes, I was born a few streets away.
A small world, is it not? Did you ever imagine that my mother was your neighbor all that time? That you could have met her in a dark alley at night?
You won't trick me twice, young lady. We both know Lady Ashbury never hunts or attacks prey at random.
Come on,
Imposible,
Doctor. Don't tell me you never thought about that possibility. Her
¿Hay algo
fangs on
que
your neck.
la moleste?
Oh, are you blushing, Dr. Reed?
Is there something that's bothering you?
Too much selfishness and individualism for my taste. Even when there was no epidemic.
Even if that's partly true, may I remind you that many charitable institutions are financed by the
Vale, ya
selfish.
te puedo dar más porque
I suppose you're right. But society must reform
tengo cosas
and
que
renew
hacer.
itself, or we
Soy
are all
un
done
hombre
for.
ocupado. Preguntas locales sobre la posibilidad de fuente de financiación.
Goodbye.
She's be
Yo voy al punto rojo que me dice, ¿vale?
Have you noticed anything suspicious recently? Remember, don't let any
Toma.
strangers...
Hostia, ¿verdad? Que conseguí una navaja.
Why are vampire hunters sniffing around?
Oye, esto no, ¿eh? Vale, tú me has
I need to
obligado.
find out what's wrong.
Vale. Puta, oye, niveles de... a partir de aquí los niveles están un poco altos, ¿no? Siempre que está en pantalla de carga se pone el fondo verde.
Not a safe place.
No pasa nada. Joder. Venga ya.
Remember your vows, friends.
¿Ves? He salido y salía que estaba cargado. Venga ya, tía. Salte, 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 salte. Vale, vamos a esperar a que el pimpollo este se vaya. Y ahora aprovecho. Dale. Madre mía, cómo he pillado. Y verás que el pimpollo este de la ballesta me mata. Pum, 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 pum. Perfecto. Lo difícil lo hemos conseguido. ¿Qué ha costado? Sí, mira, rata.
I
Vámonos.
can't believe I'm doing this.
Mi heroína. Está.
This is despicable. I
Y no
can't
escapan,
believe I'm doing this.
Son masocas. Pilla, no corras.
I have this thirst for blood. I can't believe I'm doing
Vale.
this.
Y esta que queda.
This is
En teoría puedo subir ahí.
This woman's body has multiple lacerations. They're deep, too. Whoever did this was driven by rage.
Vale. Tenedor de plata. Yo cojo todo.
He had his
Okay.
tongue removed and his eyes gouged out. He was a victim of brutal
Digo,
torture.
me han cargado las texturas, ya es que no tiene ojos, ¿sabes? Vale, ¿y ahora qué?
This one's neck is broken. He was young. Probably the son.
No me voy a encontrar ningún bicharrón ahí. ¿Qué coño?
You thought I was dead too, didn't you? No, I was just pretending. Doris told me I could have been a great
¿Quién eres,
actress.
hija de mi vida?
You killed your family.
They mocked my talent.
Venga ya, un boss. Me da culpa. Me da culpa. Venga. Ahora eso. Venga, corra. Bien, bien, bien. Fuseando todo. Buena opción. Garra, lanza y porrazo. Porrazo, porrazo, porrazo. No te escondas. No, no, no. Hostia, hostia, hostia. me tengo que montar aquí. Ven. ¡Lo he matado!
Could it be a new stage in the disease's evolution?
Lo había matado, tío. Lo había matado. Qué mentira más grande, tío. Habías pillado, tío. ¿Nani? ¿Soy yo o esto se ha bugueado muy fuerte? Iba aquí. Entraba aquí. Creo que pilla muestra.
So, this girl took lessons at the
Ha
famous
sido un
Doris
doble
Fletcher
KO,
acting school.
pero al final acabo ganando. I don't understand. Desconocida. Esa no es mi casa. Mansión de los Reid. Técnicamente esto no es robar, ¿ves? Porque es mi casa, ¿no? Este es.
Good evening, Avery.
Mr. Jonathan, I can't believe my own eyes. Oh, it's a miracle. We all thought you were... Oh, sir, your poor sister. What a tragedy.
I know, Avery. I know about my sister's murder.
Miss Reed expected you to return to assist with the funeral, right up until the last minute. Where have you been, Mr. Jonathan? We needed you here.
I'm currently investigating sources of the epidemic in this part of town. Do you know anything useful?
Not really, except all the MacPherson's servants resigned a few days ago. They feared becoming infected, they said.
The MacPhersons? Where do they live?
I think it's a rich house near the railway bridge in the southern part of the district.
Subida en Londres. ¿Cómo está mi madre?
How is my mother?
Not well, I'm afraid, sir. Miss Reed is very fragile since the police brought her back home.
The police? What happened?
Miss Reed was found walking in the streets. She kept saying she had spoken with her son and daughter. She's resting now.
A ver, la mujer no estaba mintiendo.
Has she received appropriate medical care?
I'm taking care of Miss Reed myself. Hospitals are so overwhelmed by the epidemic that they can only accept patients infected by influenza.
Perhaps we could arrange a short trip. Somewhere sunny, like France. She has always been very fond of France. I think leaving London could do her good.
I'm afraid Miss Reed is too frail for the moment. Recently, she started going out at night without remembering it. I have to watch her carefully.
What is the situation in this part of town?
For a time, the West End seemed spared by the epidemic. But the situation is getting much worse.
Have you no relatives anywhere? I'll understand if you want to take a few days to see family.
Your father managed to guarantee my earnings as long as I take care of this house, sir. My sisters are dead, and I've never met my nephews. I'll stay, sir.
Eso es funeral de Mary.
I'm sorry I could not be here for Mary's funeral.
Your mother was strong, sir, but your support would have been appreciated. Apart from the priest and I, No one else attended your
Pues
sister's
sacerdote está F
To be
ya.
present at the funeral with you both was my dearest wish, Avery. But I am sorry, I simply could not attend.
I would not dare to question your absence, Mr. Jonathan. All I can say is that we missed you a great deal during these difficult days.
Preguntas personales. Voy a Londres, ¿vale? Preguntas personales, muchas.
Tell me the truth, Avery. Do you feel forced to stay here? Would you leave this house without the arrangement made by my father?
No, sir. I have nowhere else to go. And I promised your father I'd take care of his family as long as I live.
This house is dead, Avery. There is a curse on this family. You really should consider leaving.
If only you could have been here sooner or more often. Maybe this house would not be that
Vamos, que es mi
empty.
culpa, está diciendo.
But you're here now, sir. So my task is not over.
Ha seguido muy hasta el final, entendería perfectamente que se marcha.
You have served this family extremely well, Avery. Your support during these terrible times is much appreciated.
Then I will stay. All I ask is that you take care of my own funeral if I die before the end of the epidemic. No mass grave, please, sir.
¿Realmente cree que de este animal?
You really think I don't take enough care of my mother, Avery?
Yes, I do, Mr. Jonathan.
You clearly have something more to say. Speak your mind, Avery.
I know you work hard to help the sick, but what will you do once the epidemic is over?
Lo desconozco, este ya no es mi hogar. La verdad es no.
I really don't know. I have always enjoyed seeing new horizons. Once the epidemic is over, it would be nice to leave London for a while.
I understand, Mr. Jonathan, but you have to realize that your mother needs you. Your next departure could break her heart.
Vale.
Goodbye.
Of course, Mr. Jonathan, but please return as soon as possible.
Hablo con Sam O'Cassan y dejamos el vídeo ya porque ya no sé cuánto llevaremos. Va a plantar arriba, que ahí está nuestra casa. Mira, ahí.
How are you tonight? How is your sweet boy?
Vámonos, vámonos. Mi habitación, me gusta. Muestra sangre con zona de expresa. Nivel 3, estamos locos. Bueno. Vas.
Yes, Jonathan?
Mother. Good evening.
Jonathan! Is it you? Where have you been, my prodigal son?
I'm right. Here, Mother. I'm finally home.
Yes, for this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and now found. But where is your sister? Where is Mary?
Mary? She is gone, Mother.
I know she's gone. The question is, when will she return as you have? I miss my grandson so much. It's been days since their last visit.
Mother, do you know what's been going on in this area?
Not really. I don't go out much due to the epidemic, and when I do, I tend to get lost.
What do you mean you get lost? I hope you don't go outside alone.
Of course not. When I go out, your father always comes with me, but he leaves me there sometimes, and I have trouble finding the way back.
Have you returned to Whitechapel Cemetery since Mary's funeral?
I never want to go back to that awful place. Wait. I think I went back once. And you were there too. And Mary? No, that can't be true.
It was just a bad dream, Mother.
A nightmare, yes. Mary was so angry. I walked back home alone. If that kind policeman had not called Avery from the station, I don't know what would have happened.
Tell me, Mother, how are you? All alone in this big house with only Avery to take care of you.
I'm sad most of the time. Sad that you have left me here alone. Sad that you don't tell me when you come or go.
I'm so sorry, Mother. It wasn't supposed to be like this. I was coming home. I was home. London, the Thames, and then it happened.
What happened, Johnny?
Me perdí algunas, me atacaron, decidí mantenerme alejado.
I was attacked, Mother. And I've not been the same since.
The important thing is that you finally returned home. I was worried, you know. You were the last member of the family of whom I had no news. Even Mary comes more often than you.
Preguntas personales.
Do you need anything, Mother? Can I help you?
I just want you to stay with me, Jonathan. Your room is ready.
Yeah,
I asked Avery to make your bed.
I'll stay as long as I can, I promise. Do you need anything else?
Just one thing. Stop staring at me like that. As much as I love you, it breaks my heart to look at those empty and dead eyes.
Vale, lo sabe.
Are you working on a new painting?
Not recently. I have trouble focusing on my subject and my mind quickly drifts. It's the same thing when I try to write poetry.
I recently met a talented painter with an excellent technique. I wish you two could meet. I'm sure you'd like her.
I'd be glad to meet her. What is her name? Is she famous? Is she dead too?
She's not famous, and her name is of no importance. And yes, she is also dead.
The important thing is, I hope you two get along. If she ever fancies meeting your mother, I'd be glad to welcome her into my home.
Se lo toma demasiado bien, ¿no?
Do you think Avery is right? Do you think I should take better care of you?
I don't blame you, but you abandoned me, son. A mother should not survive her children. It's unbearable to know you're not here anymore.
Si una vez para usted, mi sitio ya no está aquí.
I know I have failed you since I returned. I even watched you bury Mary from a distance. From now on, I will protect you. You have my word.
You don't have to apologize to me, Johnny. Do you think I did not notice how much you have changed?
Have I changed that much, Mother? Am I still your son?
You are still, and you'll always be. Despite your pale skin, your bloody eyes, and that echoing sadness in your voice.
Toda familia.
Why do you say Mary is visiting you, Mother? You know that's impossible.
Why should it be? Are you not standing in front of me right now? Why should it be any different with your sister?
No esté muerto, Mary está muerta.
But Mary really is dead, Mother.
Yes. And are you not dead too? Isn't your father dead? And my grandson? And my son-in-law? You're all gone. But you all still visit me from time to time.
No esté
But
muerto.
I'm not dead, Mother. I'm really here, talking to you, trying not to cry.
Oh, it breaks my heart to have to tell you this. But of course you're dead, my darling boy. Just look at you, as pale as my Mary.
Vale.
Goodbye, Mother. Try to rest.
Goodbye, son. Please come back.
Subimos de nivel y lo dejamos aquí. Esto para salir para vender. Vale. $3.900 puntos, ojo. Vale. Vale, vas a subirnos primero estado de cuerpo a cuerpo, entra salud, energía, sangre. 600, 1000. 300.000 y esto 600. Nivel 5 y esto es nivel 4. Regeneración. Va a subir esto. No, 2000, estamos locos. También 1300. Subo esto. Va a subir vida, que es lo más importante. Mordedura salvaje. A partir de aquí tengo que subir. Voy a subir balas. Vale, y subimos cuerpo a cuerpo o vida. Vida. Habilidad física, más 3.5 de energía. 250 de salud, más 30% de sangre, set condicional. Aumenta la absorción de sangre al usar mordedura en combate. Regeneración, aumenta la regeneración de vida al usar mordedura en combate. Va a servir. Me quedan 200 puntos, ¿qué me llega? Nada, ¿no? Voy a caca. ¿Hasta qué nivel hemos subido? ¿Nivel 21? A ver... Nivel 19, ojo. Bueno, creo que ya llevamos 50 minutos por lo menos y tengo que dejarlo en 20 minutos. Así que si os ha gustado, like, suscribiros y nos vemos en el próximo. Adiós. Mañana mañana que toca. My Hero One Justice creo. O Naruto. No sé, ya veré.